What is good, you guys? Welcome back to the airport. Welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, we're going to be recapping game 2 of round 1 of the Miami Heat versus the Atlanta Hawks series. I'm so sorry that this came out a lot later than I would have liked to, but you know, man, college, you know, the semester is coming to an end, and I got a lot of work. I had a project due tonight, so I had to grind that. But I am back. I watched the full game, so my take is going to be, you know, pretty interesting because Jimmy Butler had a masterpiece, career playoff high. We got to talk about that for sure, and how Miami took a 2-game series lead, and how they go into Atlanta with the upper hand. So let's get right into it, man. Leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below as always, and check out my second channel. I've been uploading Podal. I did not upload Podal today because the file got corrupted, but I did upload Podal yesterday, and I did upload my playoff X factors for every team. You guys do not want to miss that, so check out my second channel in the pinned comment. Let's get right into it. The Heat had a really good win, 10-point victory against the Hawks. It started off very close. You know, the Atlanta Hawks, as I predicted, came out with a lot more better intensity than they did in game 1. They came out with more fight, and you know, this is a very good team. You know, the Atlanta Hawks are not a team that's going to roll over. They're a well-rounded, you know, good put together bunch, and they were really good, you know, in a lot of parts of this game, and they kept it close in the second half. In the first half, we went into halftime with a 2-point lead, and Trae Young came out a lot better as far as scoring the ball, but you know, we still had him pretty locked up as far as turnovers is concerned. We forced him to 10 turnovers, which is really good. And yeah, apart from Trae Young, you know, Bogdanovich really got hot. Spoiler alert, he was the X factor for the Hawks in my video on my second channel, and he really showed why. You know, he had 29 off the bench, and in that fourth quarter, he really took over at times, and it was tough to stop him. He was making a lot of tough contested threes, and you know, it took a Herculean effort for Jimmy Butler to, you know, pull out the victory in the end. We were cruising in the third quarter. We were up by like double digits, and then another blown lead. Man, it's never a Miami Heat game without a blown lead, and the Hawks really made us pay almost. But they got the game very close. Bogdanovich hit a bunch of huge shots. Like I said, Trae Young hit a big shot, and you know, they cut it to within 3 and 4, and Jimmy Butler just had to put his backpack on and carry us to victory. You know, it was a chippy game, very physical. Lowry and DeAndre Hunter got into it. Bam had a terrible game. Yeah, I don't care what the box score says. I mean, even the box score says he had a terrible game. 9, 3, and 4 is not anything good for him. He didn't have a good game whatsoever. You know, turning the ball over, just losing it at times. Not a good game from Bam. Not a good game from Bam. Hero didn't have the best game. He was still fine at times. He was making his shots, but he just wasn't shooting the ball enough, not really getting the ball. Credit to DeLon Wright. DeLon Wright has played excellent defense on Tyler throughout this whole series, and the Hawks have done a good job of mirroring Hero's minutes with DeLon Wright, so that whenever Hero's in the game, DeLon Wright also plays. He's been a pest defensively. He's always been a good defender, DeLon Wright. Shout out to Darrell, his brother, who used to play for the Heat. But yeah, DeLon Wright has been a good factor defensively for them. They got a lot of 50-50 balls. They got all the 50-50 balls. It seemed like they out-rebounded us, even offensive rebounds. Even assists were equal. Turnovers, they caused 5 more. I mean, sorry, we caused 5 more turnovers, so they had 5 more. So I guess that's what really made the difference. We shot a lot more free throws. Hawks fans will say, you know, it was Hawks versus refs. I agree, some of the calls on Jimmy Butler were like kind of sus. And like, if I was a neutral fan, I would say, okay, yeah, like some of those were not fouls, but like I thought some of the fouls on PJ Tucker were completely bogus as well. And I just think that with Jimmy, it's like very hard to not call fouls because he just initiates so much of the contact. So it's like, you know, you put the refs in a tough position because he's not trying to like sell fouls and try to game the system. He's just trying to play physical because that's what his brand of basketball is. So yeah, I mean, that was his situation with the free throws, but I thought Gabe Vincent was huge, man. Defensively, I thought he had a couple of great stops on Trae Young. And the box score won't say much. He only had 11 points, but he had a couple of huge threes. One very late that put us up by like 7. he had a very good game. I thought Caleb Martin as well defensively really was, you know, good. Him and Vincent off the bench defensively were really good. Robinson didn't play that much after his outstanding game 1. He only played 7 minutes, got into some foul trouble, didn't really put up a shot, if I'm not mistaken. Dedmon was cool off the bench. He was all right. You know, we needed him with Adebayo and Tucker in foul trouble, and he provided some energy. He was trying to hype up the crowd. He had a good game, you know, until, you know, late where he picked up some fouls. But Strus had a pretty solid game. Not really an explosion, but he had 14 points. Lowry had a, you know, game where he put his imprints all over it. He was physical. In the first quarter, he was turning the ball over a lot more than I would have liked him to, but he did pick it up late in the fourth quarter. He had a big and one, which helped us late in the game. But the story was Jimmy Butler, man. Everything that we needed Jimmy Butler to do, he did. And I tweeted this, and a lot of people agreed with me. A Jimmy Butler with a jumper takes this team to a different level, because, you know, teams will still try to play off of him because they know that a Jimmy Butler settling for a 3 is better than a Jimmy Butler driving to the paint because he's so good in the paint. But if he's knocking those 3s down, man, I'm like, this team can come out of the East and win the finals if Jimmy Butler, you know, does that. And the probability of them doing that is so much higher now, because you have a dude as a #1 option who's not afraid to take 3s and can make 3s. You know, he was 4 for 7 from 3 tonight. And it seemed like, you know, a lot of the shots he was taking, his form looked a lot better. I even tweeted it jokingly, like, he saved his jumper for the playoffs. Like, I don't know what's happened with his jumper, but shout out to his trainer, Chris Brickley, I guess, for fine-tuning that jump shot. Or I don't know who's behind that jumper having a resurgence, but I guess he's always been a better shooter in the playoffs. I saw a statistic that he shoots 40% more jumpers in the playoffs. So I guess he has more confidence in his shot come playoff time. He's a playoff player. Jimmy Butler is a playoff player. Do not get it twisted based on what happened last season. You know, last season was an anomaly. He is a playoff player. He's always been a better playoff player than regular season player. So it looks like he's ready, man. He's locked in, and he had an amazing game tonight. Defensively, offensively, everything we needed him to do, he did, and we needed it because the Hawks, you know, we couldn't have let this one slip away because Jimmy Butler had such a good game. If the Hawks had won, it would have been deflating, because it was like our star player just put up this many points, 45. If we had lost this game with Jimmy Butler having 45, it would have been deflating. And the fact that we won that game, you know, it's probably going to be deflating for them because Bogdanovic had an incredible night, and Bam and Hero struggled. So, you know, it's going to be tough. You know, they have a good home record, especially like the last 20 or so games. They have a very good home record, but apart from that, like, I think that we will be good. I think we'll be fine. You know, come playoff time, I think we'll be ready. Sorry, not come playoff time. Come game 3, I think we'll be ready. And yeah, I do think that we will, you know, win game 3. And if we win game 3, which is, I think, is the most important game of the series, then I do think that, you know, we'll put ourselves in a position to either sweep or win in 5. So yeah, man, that is my takeaway from this game. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. I'm super excited for game 3. Like, I'm super pumped. I cannot wait till Friday. And I hope we do try to put away this series as soon as possible. Get as much rest as possible for round 2. But yeah, I'll see y'all later as always. Peace.